right, hello and welcome to another episode of the Impact Awakening Show. I'm your host, Dwight Perry, and I have a very special guest. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I've been knowing this man all his life. But I'm very proud of him. This is my cousin, Mr. Nick Daniels, the Market Martian. And he has an incredible story, and he's gonna tell it. This is a person who's full of impact, and he's still so young, and where he's going, uh, get ready, you're gonna know his name for sure. So, without further ado, Nick Daniels. I got the applause, but I'm gonna applause of myself. Now that's what I'm saying. The confidence score just went up. Yeah. That's what I'm talking. Clap for my doggone self. All right, so Nick, you took the impact assessment. I appreciate you, sir, from doing that, and we're gonna go through your results today. And I tell you, the fact that you took the time out of your busy schedule to not only take the assessment but to come be on the show means a lot to me. I appreciate you. So
I appreciate you.
Let's get into it. So your total impact score is 73.2% out of 100. And to remind everybody what that means, that doesn't mean that he only has 73% of impact. What it means is that's all he's using. So there's roughly 27% more impact that you can be using, that you will be using. But when you first see that you're using 73% at your pretty young age, I mean, you're young to me. I'm not going to tell you age unless you want to tell your age, but you're young to me because I kind of got the grades out, but the grades is in there. You see the headline ain't what it used to see. You still got yours is still strong. Mine, I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm holding on.
Hold on.
I'm yet holding.
Hold on as long as I can.
But when you see that you're using 73%, there's 27 more percent to go to use all the impact you have. What do you think about? What does that initially make you think about when you see that score?
Initially, you don't really think about how much influence you have on others. You being you. You don't really. It's not something I was really super cognizant of in the first place. So to take the assessment and you get that score and you like, wow. I mean, I ain't never know. I ain't never know. So I'm just me being me and doing what I do, and to realize, wow, I really do have some influence on people that you just operating on your normal self. So that's something that now it makes me just more aware of. Okay, how can I kind of tap in more and do a little more?
Yep. And me knowing you, when I look at it, I know what a dreamer you are. You are a person who is not afraid to put the work in. You're not afraid to try. And when I see that you're 27% roughly from utilizing every bit of impact that you have, what I think about is the dreams you have of yourself lie in that 27%. That's what I think about. That the Nick with the tailored suits and the own driver and we having the yacht parties and you have people working for you, and that Nick, he does exist.
Yeah.
He exists today.
Mm-hmm.
Where he lies in that 27%. Mm-hmm. He lies when we get over some more fear, when we have some more self-confidence, when we're able to use our relationships and our networks and build them, when we're able to trust. He lives there.
Right.
And so that gets me excited because you're this young and you're less than 30% away from the you that exists that fires me up. So we're gonna get right into it. You know, I get excited about these. So we're gonna go into your first. So your highest score was 76%, and it was fear. And so, and the moniker or the title of this particular fear statement is comfortable but questioning. Okay, so I will read it and then we'll break it down. Fear sometimes causes you to hesitate. At times, you let fear stop you from progressing. You have a measure of success, but you wonder if you're maximizing your full potential. What if whispers to you? What if I try something that I haven't tried before? What if I go to a place I have never been? You value your comfort, but at what price? Comfort may be safe, but fulfillment requires risk. You justify not living a fulfilled life because you're comfortable. Our question to you is, what if you don't become who you were meant to be? Being comfortable is no substitute for being fulfilled. You must be willing to take risks. The life you want lives outside of your comfort zone. Take a chance to live the life that you have imagined. You are bigger than your fears. There is greatness inside of you. Yes, it is. Your greatness lives outside of the familiar. Before I pass it to you, what I wanna preface this, because you took this several months ago, and when you took it, I could probably say I saw you before you took it, maybe once every 2 years, 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I'll be just.
There's a lot of gaps in there.
It was a lot of gaps. It was a lot of gaps. And I will say this: since you've taken it, if you take it today, I bet your score is different.
I'm sure it would. Yeah.
You know, so take us back to the mindset that you were then, because there's some things that have transpired since then. Don't want to give it away. You have to come to his second interview, you know, to know all the little tricks. But when he took it, he's in a much different place than he is now. So when you read through comfortable but questioning, can you take us back to when you first read those results? What was your mindset? What resonated to you? And did the questions that were proposed in the results of the assessment, did they work? Did they make you say, okay, I need to do something different?
Most definitely. Where it says fear sometimes causes you to hesitate, that's me. And at times you let fear stop you from progressing, also me. Because I can think about a situation where when it comes to trading, where I second guess myself and I missed out on an opportunity that my gut instinct told me you should do this, and I didn't do it. I didn't listen to myself, and I missed out on that opportunity to profit. So that.
And you were right. Your first instinct was right.
My first instinct was right. Wow. So I can definitely think about in times where, even outside of that, just me being someone who's not I would say I'm a risk taker, but sometimes that self-doubt, that fear has held me back from taking certain necessary risks that would have ultimately worked out in my favor. So most definitely, before taking this assessment, it just was eye-opening for something to mirror back to me, like, this is you, this is what you do. And so, yeah, most definitely.
Man, this is, this gets me excited, because the whole purpose is to make us look at ourselves in the mirror and say, okay, this is me today, but will this be me tomorrow? Is what I'm doing today enough to get me to where I'm trying to go? And sometimes you need that mirror. You need it's just you and this assessment, and it's spitting back out you, and it's like, whoa, okay.
I also think about this too. I was listening to something and it said that the graveyard is the richest place that most people don't really think about, because the graveyard is full of people with ideas
Come on,
that died with those ideas
come on,
and unfulfilled dreams
come
and
on.
desires,
Mm.
because they were afraid to jump out on faith and pursue what they wanted to do.
You are absolutely correct when it comes to fear. Now, I'm not talking about a snake. If it's a snake, run. You know what I'm saying? If it's a grizzly bear, run. I'm talking about the internal fear that we have. It is the most selfish emotion that we possess.
Mm.
It is, in order to beat fear, you have to have something that's bigger than fear. And selfishness is bigger than fear. So, to faith, this is how it ties in. When you are afraid, who are you concerned with?
Yourself.
That's it. You aren't thinking, this is the faith part. You aren't thinking about the millions of people who need what you have to be better. You're not thinking about the hope that you can provide. You're not thinking about the solution you can provide. See, people are full of questions, but you're the answer. We take ideas and we act like ideas are just like paper plates. It's something that, okay, oh yeah, I have it, and then, oh, I'm excited, and then when I get tired of it, what I do? Discard it, throw it away. Ideas are connected to people. You got to think about it. There's 8 billion people in the world. How is it that you, out of 8 billion people, had this particular idea, and you know it can affect more people than yourself? You have this idea, and then you're selfish enough to not try. See, this how we beat fear. We got to put something bigger than it. You're that selfish that you will let all these people suffer because you would rather stay at home and not try, and not you would rather not follow through and let these people hurt. That's what you would rather do that with your life. See, when you put it in that context, now I feel bad for not.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, man, I gotta do this, and you do.
Yeah.
That's a part of the training. You do. These ideas, they're connected to people. Everything that we benefit from is because someone had an idea and they followed through. There's not a thing that we've purchased that we get to enjoy that didn't come from someone's mind first.
Exactly.
So here's the thing. What makes them any different than you? The difference between a dreamer and somebody who gets to live in their dream is follow through. That's it. One person had the idea, the other person had the idea, and they implement it. That's the only difference. And so now, as you continue to progress, when you think about these opportunities, these, you're in the market, you have people who follow you, you have classes of people, and you don't think that they look at those trades and they say, I know this is right, but Yeah. So when you learn that, okay, I've done the research, there's a certain level of risk in any trades, but I've done the research. Right? I understand what's going on, so I feel very comfortable that I can predict this accurately. I'm going. So then when your students say, well, Mr. Daniels, when I have this trade, I've done the research, I feel comfortable, but I still hesitate. Now you can say, well, you want to be that selfish? Are you that selfish? It completely messes them up. What you mean I'm selfish? I'm talking to you about I'm afraid. No. What you're telling me is that you're selfish. You are a selfish individual. What do you mean I'm selfish? Well, you being right on that trade, it just benefits you. It benefits your family. It benefits other people. We got other people in this class. You holding up the class because you afraid. Why not, instead of being afraid, why not trade a smaller amount but go? Right? Mitigate the risk by saying, I know you're nervous, but you've done the research. Just do a smaller amount that you can stomach, because you got to get used to going. You got to get used to following through. And that's what you're able to provide now. So when you think of fear, your next thought should be, am I being selfish in this moment? And if you are being, now I'm not saying that if you unprepared and you have fear, that's something different, because you're unprepared. That's where anxiety comes from. People are anxious. That means they're ill prepared and the opportunities come. That's different. You should be afraid. You should hesitate. You shouldn't do it because you're not prepared. But if you are prepared and opportunity arises, well, do you want success or not? Because success, opportunity plus preparation equals success. So what part? You got all the pieces. Fear ain't in that. So it's either I'm not prepared or I'm selfish. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I'm on one tonight, and I don't even feel good. But see, I can't be selfish.
Yeah.
I can't be selfish. I didn't feel good today. I told you before.
Yeah.
But this is following through. Sometimes you're not gonna feel good. Sometimes it ain't gonna look good. You gotta do it anyway. That's how you mitigate fear. Fear is afraid of somebody who's not afraid to follow through. Fear wants you to stop. That's its power. It causes paralysis. But if you still step when you are afraid, now fear gets smaller. Your faith gets, to what you said earlier, faith gets bigger. And how you eradicate fear, period, is work. The more work you do, the more confident you are. See, confidence and fear they can't dwell in the same place. I was just reading this story, and I'll get back to this, but I was reading a story about Kobe. And they were, it was Gilbert Arenas. And he was saying, I was trying to figure out, why was Kobe so fearless? He said, I didn't understand it. I thought he was arrogant. I didn't understand it. He said, until he came to a Wizards game, Gilbert Arenas used to play on the Wizards. And he said his friend called him at 3 o'clock in the morning and said, hey man, Kobe's in the gym. He said, stop lying, it's 3 o'clock, this man is not in the gym. He said, Kobe's in the gym. I just seen it today. Gilbert Arenas got up, drove to the gym. By the time Gilbert Arenas got to the gym, Kobe was in a full sweat, pouring down sweat, full workout at 3 o'clock in the morning. He said, now they had a game at 7 that night. Said Kobe dropped 40 on him. And he said, I understood right then why he's fearless. He put the work in. So when you're afraid, that means you got to put more work in. Because work increases your confidence. Ooh, I feel my help today.
I tell my students, competence builds confidence.
Woo! Say it again.
You got to do the work to build the competency.
It don't happen overnight.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Competence builds confidence.
Oh my goodness.
And by competence, that's you doing the work in order to be competent in it.
Oh my God. Boy, you about to make me do the Dougie. I don't even feel like Dougie today. All right, let's keep going. We going right into self. And one other thing for those that don't know, each of the impact pillars, they are controlled by a certain part of the body. So fear is the feet. Fear is at the feet, and I can show that really quickly for you guys, and then I will come back. But fear is at the feet. Self-confidence is in the mind. Influence is in the mouth. Trust is in the heart, and relationships is in the hands. So when we go through the assessment, you'll be able to associate. So we talked about the feet, getting rid of that fear. Now we're going to self-confidence, which is in the mind. And the reason why self-confidence is in the mind is because self-confidence is a decision. And all decisions are made in the prefrontal cortex. So you can decide to have self-confidence or you can decide to relinquish it. So we're going to get into yours right now. Self-confidence. So your title for this one is Protect Your Power, Guard Your Mind. Protect your power, guard your mind. There is variance in your self-belief. At times, you allow others to take your confidence away. For example, when people are negative towards you, it affects you longer than you would like. You tend to let negativity chip away at your confidence. Focus on the positive in your life and build your confidence through your victories. Because kind of talked about it. We just talked about it for a little bit. You are a what?
Winner.
You are a winner. You need to keep that winner's mentality. We just talked about Kobe. Now, come on now. Your confidence is vital to your success and fulfillment in life. The way you feel about yourself must reign supreme over others' opinions of you. I'm going to read that again. The way you feel about yourself must reign supreme over others' opinion of you. You have what it takes to have an extraordinary life, and higher self-confidence will propel you to the life you desire. I'm gonna stop right there.
Man.
Talk to me. What? When you read this, just I'm gonna shut up and just let you talk to me.
Again, a lot of truth there. I could think about situations in my life going through, and this is kind of tying into relationships.
Yeah.
But, just certain relationships that go wrong, and you deal with certain people that you realize they're not equally yoked with you.
Ooh, come on
And
now.
so, you know, that weighs on you when you try to be a person of light, but someone speaks negativity or darkness towards you and wish you, just try to knock you down,
Yeah.
type of thing, that
Yeah.
type of thing. And I guess I'm a person that I have taken certain things to heart, and so certain things I've allowed that to stay with me, and I feel like, I don't know if this is a bad thing, but a lot of times where I've gone through situations and I've held certain things in my mind, and I've used that to fuel certain things. But I say that to, I don't know if this is a bad thing. I say it sometimes too because I feel like sometimes when your motive is not your own, when you've allowed something else to be your motive, I don't know if that's always a good thing. You know what I'm saying? If that
I
makes
do.
sense.
Let me ask it this way, because this is what people say, and I think I showed you the video when I was a kid, and if I haven't, I'll show it to you, where it was my dad and some of our family members, and my dad on one end was saying, "You're gonna be successful, you're gonna build an empire," and then on the other end, you got our family members saying, "I'm gonna be a bum." And for years, I focused on the family member that was saying I was gonna be a bum, and I was like, I'm gonna prove him wrong. Until one day I had an epiphany: who is he? Why am I making he greater than me?
Right.
No, I gotta prove me right, and that's where you are. As long as you're proving yourself right, your motive is good. But if you're trying to prove somebody wrong, you are making that person bigger than you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. Yeah.
And that's what we gotta stop doing. Negativity is gonna happen. People, if you are doing anything at all, people are gonna be negative. That's people's innate being, right? People, when you are attempting to do something, people first think, "Oh, I wouldn't do that." Good.
Yeah.
You're not me. I know you wouldn't.
Yeah.
But we'll say, oh, Jay-Z said this one time. He said, I don't let other people put their fears on me.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, you know, Jay-Z, you're 27. You trying to come out with an album now? You're a little old. You know, you sure you want to do that? Yeah, I'm sure. Like, because it's my time now.
Yeah.
You know? And now he's Jay-Z. And whoever said he shouldn't is whoever they are. Wishing they was Jay-Z. So you got to prove yourself right. You got to prove the motivation got to come from within. Because, again, like I said, you don't want to make anybody bigger than you. If you go back, and first off, this is talking about protecting your mind, protecting your power and guarding your mind. Mm-hmm. When negativity seeps in, that's what it's talking about. Keep this safe. Now, there's a difference between constructive criticism and negativity. Those are two different things. Right. To be criticized is a privilege. That means you're a person that does things. Like, so you want to be criticized. Mm-hmm. And some of the criticism, if I'm going on the wrong path, and you can tell me, hey, just switch it to this, and it'll be right. I want that information. But if somebody's saying, oh, Nick, Nick, I remember when you was 15, man, you trying to be successful, man. Please, man, you know where we from? Like, you know, man, you from the country like me. You trying to be what? Mm-hmm. Nah, that's negative. Mm-hmm. And those things and those people, I have this system. It doesn't work for everybody because I'm a different type of cat. But I have a system where I remove faces from what people say. I have a system where if people say or do certain things to me, I don't care if you're my mama, daddy, wife, cousin, brother, enemy, I'm not having it. I don't care who you, I take the face off of it. Because what we'll do is, but that's my dog though, so and it makes it stick more. But if you, this is where, again, protecting your power, guarding your mind. If you know there's a certain way I comport myself, and there's a certain way that the people around me are to comport themselves as well. There's a standard. Yeah. We all got to live to it. If you live below the standard, I'm going to call you out. If I live below the standard, you call me out. But if you not living below the standard, don't you dare say nothing to me. And I don't care who you are. And I've had to exhibit that. And folks thought I was playing until they saw I wasn't playing. Yeah. They're like, but he crazy. He really would stop talking to me. Yeah. Until you act right. Absolutely. Because I'm protecting. I got to protect this. This is everything. Mm-hmm. This is what makes you brilliant. This. And if you get this confused, you can't go nowhere. Even if you don't have fear, if you're confused in your mind, if you don't have no confidence, it bleeds over into everything else.
A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
You better say that. And the truth is, we got too many unstable men. Yeah. I'm going to just call it out. We got too many men that are double-minded. Mm-hmm. It has to stop today. You put in the work. If you put in the work, the reward is confidence. Woo. 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 If you put in the work, the reward is confidence. Look, many people know for many years, folks just knew I was arrogant. Oh, I can't stand him. He just think he all that. Yeah, I do. Because I'm doing the work. Yeah. While you out partying, I'm in the gym. At the time, not no more. But don't get it twisted now. You roll the ball out, where you go. But I put the work in. So I feel a certain way about myself because I'm working behind the scenes. So when you put that work in, confidence is your reward. Don't let nobody take your reward that you work for. Think about how crazy that is. You will work to learn a competency and then let somebody who knows nothing about what you do take it from you. How crazy does that sound? And it happens every day. We go seek advice for people that aren't in our lane, don't have our acumen, don't have our work ethic, and we will have their word be law. How crazy is that?
That's a fact.
How insane is that? That's why we're double-minded, but not you. You got to protect this because you're the one who reading these books, looking at these podcasts, staying up late, studying. You doing that. That's you. Nobody's doing it with you. That's you. And you have built a whole class at your age of people that's willing to follow you. You know why? Because you put the work in. And they see your confidence. Because confidence is your reward for the work. And you're going to let somebody who knows nothing about your destiny, nothing about your fiber, try to tell you that you can't do it? No, sir. So that's why I say sometimes you got to remove the face of people. If it's a girlfriend, a mom, a cousin, a loved one, that hurt a little different. Yeah, not me. I cut everybody out. If it means my peace, if you trying to rob me of my confidence, you my enemy.
My piece is too expensive.
It's too expensive. You my enemy. And I will call you by name. And I've done it. Whoa, what you mean? I love you. Do you? Do you? You say you love me. Okay. How are you exhibiting you love me when you're trying to rob from me? You're trying to steal from me. You're not trying to say, hey, you just need to add this. You saying you can't do it. Those two completely different things. Now, if you come at me and say, listen, you're close, and the reason why I know you're close is because I have this acumen or I have people that have this, all you got to do is this, that's something completely different. But if you tell me, oh, you can't make it based off what? Because you didn't make it? Guess what? You're not me, and I'm not you, and I'm glad about it. That's the type of, that type of confidence makes people nervous. It makes people uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. But it's some power, boy. It's some power. You're a people mover. You're an environment shifter. So I don't care how people feel about me. I will make you feel any way I want you to feel about me. That's how much power I got. If I want you to hate me, it's because I don't want you in my presence no more. It's on purpose. But that's the work that I put in. You know what I'm saying? That's the work that I put in. So for you, and again, going back to the 23%, we only got 2 down, and we already see where the growth is. Already. Trust your first mind because you work for it. Boom. More impact. Let fear go. Boom. More impact. You are already different.
I like that. Take the face off.
Take that face off.
Yeah,
that face, because it'll mess us up.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially when, like you just said something with that. Because it's the loved ones. It's the loved ones. I can deal with somebody I don't know. Or somebody that we're mutual peers, but they don't really know me. Yeah. I can deal with that. But it's the loved ones that, man, it hit a little harder.
It stings. Yeah. But if you take that face off, how you talking to me like this? Yeah.
Kick rocks.
Yeah. I'm talking to you like this in this moment. And let me show you how I'm correcting you. You said I can't. You didn't say, if you want to, this is the way. So I'm rebuking you. Because in this moment, you're not showing love. You're being negative. And I'm going to call you by name. You're negative. So I don't know what's going on in your life, but don't portray that mess on me. Because I didn't do nothing to you. And matter of fact, you may be benefiting from my greatness, so you better try to encourage me. You better try to encourage me and say you can do it, because you're gonna be the same one calling saying, remember when, who gonna take care of, hold on now. And I got a great memory, so the Lord be working on me. He be working on me because I can remember the good stuff people do and the bad stuff. Oh, you didn't. Oh, remember when I asked you to do that and you did? Oh, okay. Yeah. Just know, I remember. And when that thing come around, all I'm gonna say is, I remember. That's all I'm gonna say. You gonna know what I remember. So don't act like you forgot. All right. All right, so we're going to relationships. The hands. The reason why relationships is in the hands is because, and this is one of my favorite definitions. In order to have a relationship, you must give and receive. It's about reciprocity. And the hands are the only extremity in the body that can give and receive. So that's why the hands represent relationships. Yours is your title, the cordial master. Meaning that people oftentimes think they're closer to you than they really are. And you have mastered that art. And it is an art. So let's break it down. This is your third highest. This is your third highest one. All right. You are a person who enjoys relationships, but you have no problem doing things on your own. You are just as comfortable working on a team as you are working alone. When things get tough, you prefer to do things on your own if you have the choice. You have mastered the art of being cordial. People believe that they are closer to you than you feel that they are. You are a nice person, but being cordial and having strong relationships are not the same thing. To have a strong relationship, you must be willing to be vulnerable to those you deem worthy. Not everybody, but for those that you deem worthy, you gotta be vulnerable because you gotta give and receive. If you deem them worthy, show them what it takes to gain your trust. When you show them that you believe in them, it makes them want to be better. You're a people mover. This is the power you possess. We just talked about the power you have in self-confidence. So now, feet, mind, now hands. It's all connected. Align yourself with like-minded people, which you are doing. People that you can trust and with whom you will thrive in the relationship/team dynamic. So, there's a lot to unpack there. So, you being the cordial master, what sticks out? What sticks out to you? What resonates? What's your thought process?
So I have a certain mindset about that. It's just you owe everybody love, but not everybody is entitled to your access.
Ooh, say it again.
God is love, so you move with love, respect, and kindness.
Yes, sir.
So I try to live by that and be kind to others. But you don't need to, if you're, like it says about allowing people who are like-minded.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody gets access because not everybody's like-minded.
Come on now. I'm with you when you're right.
So I think it's just facts. I mean, yeah, I'm very cordial. You know, I'm very respectful, very well mannered. You know, and because I want to do unto others as I want done to me.
Yes.
I want people. I'm kind to people because I want people to be kind to me.
Yes.
And respectful.
Yes.
So, you know, it's just in terms of where we graduate from, you know, you having access to me is where that more so that bond comes in, and where we get deeper in conversations and we get deeper in how the two of us think, or whatever it is that we are, let's say we were collaborating on, you know, that kind of builds where you have that more so of bond building, and more so of you start to respect each other's insights and advice and work ethic and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's where the relationship starts to unfold and build upon things like that. But whereas if we're just in a surface level setting, or I come to work, you're one of my coworkers, but we don't really talk like that, be kind. Hey, what's up, man? Keep it moving and going about my day. Because there's not really no dialogue there for us to really build on, or we're just kind of in passing, talking or whatever, in
Right.
passing or whatever. But in terms of really having a relationship with somebody like me, the cordial master, you it's got to be some real substance there. I'm not really, you know.
So let me ask you this question. I'm gonna ask you this on a romantic level. Okay. Yeah, cause this comes out, and then all these women gonna be on your Instagram and trying to figure out who the Market Martian is. Is he single? Like, I'm trying to understand. He got so much wisdom. Look at his smile. I'm trying to figure out how I can be Mrs. Market Martian. You know what I'm saying? How could that? So, in your previous relationships, if I would ask any of the young ladies, and I would read this to them, and they say the cordial master, do you believe that? I already see your face. Do you believe that they would say, yeah, I thought I was closer to him than I was, and maybe they were in the beginning, and then something happened, and then how does this work in your personal relationships? Because it says to have a strong relationship, you must be willing to be vulnerable to those that you deem worthy. And in the beginning, when we start a relationship, everybody seems like they're worthy until we get to know them.
Yeah, that's perspective. They would some of them, not all of them. I'll be honest and say, um, they would say that they they seen that side of me that was very vulnerable and very open. But certain things can switch.
Yep.
To where you might have weaponized certain things that I told you against me, and then from that point on, I might not even make it be known to you either. I might just switch. It's just
Yep.
like, all right, cool. I'm gonna kind of fall back on telling you certain things, or sharing certain things about what I'm doing or what I got going on with you, because you've turned off the trust and just I just don't I don't have a tolerance for, like, when I'm really like intimate with somebody, because it already takes me a lot for me to get there.
Yep.
Because I'm very much like an ambivert. Like, it. I mean, it says it like I'm very much willing to do a lot of things on my own. But when you got me there, I'm there, and so I'm with you, and I'm very much like open, and I'm ride or die with you. And then when you start to showing true colors, it's not really in alignment to what I thought you were, I'm gonna kind of be like, dang, I just told you this, and then this is how you respond, this is how you act, and I shared certain things with you, and dang, you using it against me, so I think certain women in my past, they probably have sensed that, like, oh, I changed, but really, I responded. It wasn't me just changing. It was a response to what you may have showed me about you. Because I think men are very simple. I think we're very simple, bro. Like,
I agree.
I don't really know how to another way to spin it, but I think we're very simple, bro. We're very easy to read and understand. Like, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, and I think women sometimes, not all of them, but I think some women like to play and like to see how far can I take it, and so I think that part is where certain women in my past would try to be like, I'm gonna see how far can I do certain things, or can I spin and twist certain things and try to gaslight and
Mm.
you know, so
You got to know who you playing with.
yeah.
Now, you first off, thank you for being vulnerable because you said a lot, and you said a lot that I know a lot of men will resonate with because so trusting we have made, and when I say we, I mean the media, movies, all this. People have made trust a female emotion, and it's not.
Oh yeah, man.
Think about what I just said.
It's a
They,
human emotion.
it's a human emotion. When a woman asks for a man to be vulnerable, you're saying you can trust me. Now, I can even put it in biblical terms. If you think about what the purpose of a wife is to be the man's ribs. If you look at the function of the rib protects all the vital organs internally. So you wonder why so many women ain't married yet. Or if they are married, people, the men they ain't happy with them. They leaving. Or it's because you're asking me to trust you. The man is saying, you're saying you want me to trust you. But to your point, but you trying to play. I tell you, yeah, life is heavy. And instead of you being my rib and say, okay, let me speak life into you, what you do is get on the internet and say, I can't stand a man who, my man was sad today. Like, what you sad for? My man, he shed a tear. I can't have no crying man, child. Not looking at, wait a minute. This man is trying to take care of not just himself, but you, a whole nother human being. No, a whole nother adult.
Yeah.
Another grown adult in the name of love.
Yeah.
And life gets heavy sometimes. Yeah. And if I can't run to my wife, my woman, who can I run to? The truth is, man don't have a lot of people they can run to. Man is a lonely soul.
There's a big reason why statistically men are more inclined to commit suicide than women. For those reasons, because we suffer in silence, and there's certain things where you might share with your cousin, you might share with your best friend, and there's certain things that even the ones close to you, you're not going to talk about.
You're not.
And so, whereas women, they're open. They're going to talk about, yeah, girl, he cheated, he did this and that, and I ran up on the baby mama, and they're going to talk. They're going to say it all, and we're not going to get down like that. We might share certain things, but other things, especially when it comes to when you're on the fringes of talking about your dignity as a man, you're not really going to share.
No.
And I think to your point, a lot of women, they don't also realize when they go do that and bash and expose themselves, other men are watching them do that.
Come on now.
And so if things don't work out with this man, you also just show what other men have to deal with.
Yep.
When you do that. So just some advice to the ladies that's watching.
I mean, that is very, very, very well said. I mean, we're talking about relationships, and we're I'm a big proponent of the nuclear family, like getting that back. And there's a lot of reasons why it's fractured. And lack of trust on both sides is one of the main reasons that nobody talking about.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, life, even, and I can say especially if you're someone who is aspiring to be successful or is successful, it's not linear. Success don't go this way. Success go like this. That's success. But the purpose of the wave is it keeps moving. That's the only difference. And so people look at their life like a picture, and they need to look at it like a movie. So a picture is encapsulated in time. So yeah, you saw me at my lowest moment. You saw me shed a tear as a man, which is hard to do, especially in front of your woman. It's hard to do. But if I did it, just know that tear that came down is gonna push me to greatness, because that means that something inside of me is burning. See, when a man cry, it's different. That means something inside. There's a rage that's so uncontrollable. The only way to signify it is a tear. See, cries are different. See, a woman cry, that might be emotional. A man cry, his dignity on the line. He is making the decision, I'm bent, but I'm not going to break. That tear is a sick.
Or he may have already broken, and now he's got to put himself back together.
Come on now. But listen, I'm real. I remarried, super happy, but my first divorce, man, that cost me $100,000, and I say it, and people are like, how? No kids, no nothing, $100,000. I'm telling you, it was expensive, and this is right around COVID. So talk about uncertainty. You got $100,000 bill that you didn't run up. You got to pay this off, and the uncertainty of COVID. You don't even know if people getting deferred on their jobs. We don't even know. We not in the office. This is before working from home was popular. You just think you don't have a job. Let me tell you something.
Don't even know how long this is gonna last.
This could last forever.
Yeah.
We don't know. Nick, I'm gonna tell you. I cried. There was for a year, I didn't talk to nobody. I talk to my parents all the time. Nope. Nobody. I remember looking on Facebook. I never forget this. I would never forget this. I was in my upstairs bathroom. I never forget it. And I'm on Facebook and I'm scrolling, and there was an article of a Caucasian gentleman. He was 34, 2 kids, and he was in $20,000 worth of debt, and he unalived himself. And he wrote a note to his ex and anybody who read it, and the note said, no one saw the world that was on my shoulders. No one cared enough to notice that it had become unbearable. So don't cry for me now, because you didn't care when I was here. Nick, I read that, and I broke down in tears. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. Yes, I cried, and I'm talking about snot-nosed, ugly cry. I mean, hollering, because the words I read from him, I felt it.
Right.
Because there was nobody who was gonna save me from this. I don't got no friends that I can say, listen, I need 100. I ain't got them kind of friends. I ain't got nobody. Hey dog, I just need 100. I need 100. 100 what? 1,000. Boy, get off my phone. Hey, they gonna say, me too. I didn't have nobody. Nick, I cried. I was on the floor upstairs. I was crying. And I got up, and I remember the rage. And I said, that won't be me. And I was in 5 times the amount of debt he was in. I said, that won't be me. That will not be me. I'm looking in the mirror and I'm yelling at it this time. It will not be me. It will not be me. I paid off $100,000 of debt in 2.5 years. When you make up your mind, self-confidence, this is a will thing. I got goosebumps. You finna get me in my bag. Listen, the words we say, very, 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 very important. There's wishing, there's desire, and there's want. And we say those words all the time. All of those words end up in failure. The only way to be something that you are not and become something that you want to be is through will. You have to will. Will, the definition of will, is seeing the future of the inevitable self. Your inevitable future. Inevitable meaning that there's nothing that can stop this. So you have to be very careful with your words. I said, this will not be me, and it wasn't. So when people saw me 2.5 years later, and they realized that I had been through what I've been through, I was a little different then. Because now, they say, Dwight, how you doing? Whoa, what you driving in? A Porsche. You didn't have that. You didn't have that before. Yeah, I know. I'm different now. And I ain't gonna lie, I was feeling myself too. I asked some questions. That's what you want to know how much the monthly payment is? Oh man, I know it's a lot. No, it ain't. No, what is it? It's zero. What you mean? Oh, it's cash. Yeah. Will drove me. But those tears. And the messed up thing about it is that I had to cry alone. Yeah. But see, now I'm married to somebody that when I cry, she right there with me. That's the difference now. I have somebody who understands the shoulders and the world that I put on these shoulders. And she doesn't look at it like, oh, I see, why you kneeling down? She sees, oh, you carrying a lot. Matter of fact, just the other day, we're gonna get back to this, I know, but you know, we in it now. We just in it now. The other day, this was 2 days ago. It was late, and I was in here working. Matter of fact, it was Christmas Eve. We was at a Christmas Eve party. And it was some individuals that are a part of our business symposium, and they're starting their business, and we're helping them, build it up. And we're all sitting there in the party, and we're having a good time. And I get convicted. Something tells me, why are you in here when they need you? Go to work. Nick, I left the party, came in here and started working. This Christmas Eve, we supposed to be off. We supposed to have a good time. My wife comes in, she over there having a good time. She didn't even know I was gone. She over there, she come back, babe, what you in here doing? I said, working. She said, why? Why? I said, babe, because they need me. She said, look, they in their house, they did. Babe, they need me. I can't be over there having fun when they're depending on me to give them the wisdom to get their business off the ground. I can't be there like that. I can show up because I love them, but you can't be the leader doing what everybody else do. The leader has lonely nights. And so that's what you are. So cry. You'll know who the one, we're talking about relationships, when you cry and she says, I'm with you. I see your strength, baby. I got you. I got you. I'm finna tear up right now because
Because that brings me back to I can go back to 2019. This is right before COVID, before uh, the world seemed to have shut down. For most people, my world had already shut down. So when COVID hit, I'm like, why everybody tripping? I'm already been going through it. Because that year, man, it was like just getting jumped. Like everything, like everybody just taking, just kicking you and punching you, and just everything just taking hit, loss after loss. Because that year, from the jump, like that January, I was dealing with a girl. I had a girlfriend. She left shortly after that, and we were still kind of dealing with each other. It was kind of weird, but she broke up with me. Then a little bit later, you know, I ran into legal problems and I got arrested. Then I lost my apartment. Then I lost my job, and so it was just hit after hit after hit. And so, you know, it was one of those things where, um, and I'm still in school. I'm still going to Kennesaw at the time, so I'm just carrying the weight, but not really showing anybody that I'm going through what I'm going through. I'm just, it's still saying me. It was something, you know, still smiling and joking around with people, but I'm halfway living out my car in my storage at the time. So, and luckily, you know, I have some fraternity brothers and some homegirls at the time that, you know, they kind of knew. So I'm kind of like, when I could sleep on the couch or come through in my homegirl's crib and get a nap or something like that. Like, it was one of those times where I'm depressed, but I'm not really knowing I'm depressed because I'm still moving.
Woo.
And so I'm still going to school. I'm still showing up to my organizations that I'm in. I'm still handling everything that I gotta handle, but I'm depressed. But I didn't know I was depressed until COVID hit, and now nobody's going anywhere. Everything's shut down. I'm just at home, and I'm like, I had a traumatic year last year.
Didn't you realize?
Yeah, it's like everything just spinning at this point. Where I'm like, bro, I'm really out here messed up. I gotta get myself together. And from that point on, I just been working on myself.
Yeah.
And just trying to do the work to become my best self. And so fast forward, even more recent times, you know, I was dealing with my most recent relationship. I wanted to marry her, and you know, things didn't go as planned. I think I learned that I wasn't ready, and it definitely broke me because she also had a child, and that was my first time dealing with somebody that had a child because I don't have children of my own.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it broke me in more ways than one because I really was fighting for things to work out, and I didn't feel like I was heard a lot. I felt like everything was always made out to be my fault, and it wasn't like how it's just how we were saying earlier is how you frame things. There's a difference between negative and there's a difference between constructive criticism.
Yep, it's a difference.
And that criticism is good when it's a place out of love, but you're negative when it's not. And so I think that relationship taught me a lot about discernment in relationships, having, or more so, what I needed to have, my discernment, where I needed to work on my discernment in relationships. I think that's what that taught me. And just because, like, it's certain things that are in your control, and there's certain things that's out of your control. If you focus on what's in your control, the stuff that's out of your control doesn't really matter as long as you give that to God anyway.
Come on now.
And so I feel like um, certain things that she wanted to press me about, it wasn't really in my control. And at the time, I didn't really know how to articulate a lot of things. I didn't always do. Uh, Looking back on it now, I wish I'd have did certain things differently. But there's certain things, like I say, was kind of out of my control, and I didn't really know how to articulate.
Mm.
But also, there's a difference between a good woman and a great woman. A great woman, she picks up where you lack.
Mm.
A good woman will just say, you need to be better.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna go too much along that.
I got it.
But yeah, I feel like there's there was
every man listen to you guys.
There were some things there that I definitely learned from her, and I hope she learned from me. But I definitely learned a lot in terms of moving forward. Because we were talking about romantic relationships, moving forward, I definitely know I have the right discernment in that, and what to kind of look for.
And you said something, and we're gonna go to the influence, but I want to say this part. Every relationship that you're in, hopefully, it's a learning lesson. And even when you meet the one, you'll still be learning. What you don't want to do is keep failing the same test, and you have the answers.
Yeah.
That's what you don't want to do. All my relationships before this one, my wife, all that, I don't have no hard feelings with nobody. I appreciate what I learned. I appreciate the good times. I appreciate the bad times. I don't have no hate in my heart now. Now this is coming from a healed growth perspective.
Yeah, right.
Wasn't always like that. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
But now I see, wow, I wish I would have learned lessons in a different way.
Yeah.
But I was hard-headed. And see, when you're hard-headed, sometimes the lesson has to grow and exacerbate to get your attention. To say, listen, you fell in the same way. And so the last situation, it failed so spectacularly. I said, oh no. Oh no.
That part for sure. Because I had a rule, a self rule that I don't date anybody that has kids, because I didn't have any kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I had that rule. It was an unwritten rule, but I had that rule until I got with her, and it was necessary because I grew a lot. Because I'm somebody that does want a family.
Yeah.
And so, man, I grew a lot. I definitely grew a lot.
Man, I said I was gonna move on, but I can't, because you talking about something that I directly am dealing with and the result of. I was the same way. Mm-hmm. I'm like, listen, man, like, I was married 5 years, didn't have no kids, and when I got back on the dating scene, I'm 32, so I'm like, wait a minute, why do we got children? Like, what's been happening? These legs been open. Like, what's going on? Like, and then what I learned was the women that don't have kids, they want them, and they want them fast. And I'm like, man, they don't even want to get in a relationship with you. They just, let's get married, have kids. Like, hold on, what is your last name? And so then what happened was I started dating women with kids. One in particular before this one. And I was very like, look, them your kids. I was smooth with it. Now, but I always been smooth with it. Listen, this how I did. This how I did. Now, I don't want men, don't use this if you got a bad heart. Don't use this now. But if you got a good heart, it'll work. What I would do, I had a whole script. So I'm meeting a young lady, and I tell her, listen, I'm not gonna be your husband. I'm not even gonna be your boyfriend. But what I will be is your vacation, and you need one. See, when you go on vacation, you can let your hair down. It's sunny skies. It's easy on vacation. See, it's easy over here. You know, bills, you don't have to worry about them over here. It's taken care of. Trips, we fly first, baby. I know you used to coach and not over here. But it's vacation. That means you still gotta go back to reality. Yeah. this vacation. So don't think it's permanent. This is your vacation.
There's a timeline on it.
There's a timeline on it. You gotta go back to reality. But whenever you want vacation, come call me. And that was, and I used it. My wife know I used it on her too. She knows shit too. I mean, it worked every time. But you gotta have a good heart. And so the lady before my wife used it on her. And she's like, "Well, I have kids." I said, "Listen, you taking care of the kids, but who taking care of you?" Oh, boy, the boy good. This thing right here, boy. But I have to use it for good because God will take it away from it. So I use it for good. But this thing right here, and I'm talking about they just melt. Because I already know the answer, nobody. And I said, you take care of them and let me take care of you, boy. The times I've had. I'm going to just leave it at the times I've had using them words. Now, here's the thing. I needed that because it ended up the woman that I married has kids. And I would have blocked my blessing if I hadn't gone through that process. And so now I will be honest, my wife, she good with this too, you know. So we both was having a cerebral warfare, you know, because she didn't lead with I had kids. She led with I'm fine. And that was enough for me in the beginning. You fine, I like fine. And she just gradually like, all right, well, how do you feel about kids? I'm telling Nick, this is the truth. She'll tell you this is the truth. This is how crazy I was. When she finally told me she had kids, I was like, Life Jennings has a song. If you know Life Jennings' first album, it was a classic. He got a song in there. Said she got kids. We laying in the bed, and I didn't have the heart to say, "Look, you got kids. I don't know about this." So I just let the song play, and I said, "What do you think about a man who thinks this way?" So she listened to the song, and I see her countenance on her face change. Mm. So I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if this was a good idea. Yeah. Like, I might have messed up on this one. And when she got done listening to it, she said, listen, the truth of the matter is, I heard what you said, that you can take care of me, and I see that you can, and I can take care of our kids. And she said, I'm fine with that. Not a problem. It's not a problem. I can do that. It threw me off because every other woman I know says this a package deal. She didn't do it like that. I told her she's smart too. She said, however, all I ask is that you spend a little time with them and then decide. So we can keep everything separate like we're doing. Like I didn't see her kids for the first, I don't know, 5-6 months. It was just us. So I'm like, this is great. Like, you got kids? Then they would start coming over the weekends. I'm like, I can do this. Weekend, this is awesome. Hey, little boy, yeah. Hey, little girl, yeah. And then, once we got serious, that's why I love that woman up there. She told me about their fathers and all this stuff. And she was like, I know you don't have kids. He said, but you have a great father. So I know you know what to do. You love me. I'm not asking you to be their father. I'm just asking you, since you love me and I can't be a father to them, can you at least show them the way? And then, when I say the woman broke it down, she broke it down to the point where I'm like, you did that so well. Shoot, let me look at these kids again. They might be mine. I don't even know. I'm the pappy. They might be. Nick, I tell you the truth. So, 7 and 8, boy, girl. I'm outside in my hot tub, in my jacuzzi. I'm out there. They come over one day. Now this time I'm walking with them. I'm teaching them stuff. Same stuff my dad did to me, and I started liking it. I'm like, dang, like I kind of like, dang, I can do this. Like I like this. 7 and 8 now. 7 and 8. I just want you to remember the ages. I'm in there. I'm in the hot tub. I'm reading stuff. They come out, and at this point, I had told everybody that we were engaged, that we were gonna get married, and so we had that conversation. And so she asked, "So what should the kids call you?" Because up until this point, they call me Mr. Perry. That's what they call me, right? And so I'm out there in the hot tub. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna do it. So just, I'm not. I bring them out there. I bring the girl out first. That's my baby. I bring the girl out for her. And I say, I love your mom. And I love you. And I'm going to be here. And I want to know, I don't want to disrespect your father. The man who created you. I'm not going to disrespect him. So let's find a creative name for me because, even though he's not here, I can't change the fact that you came from him. 7, her countenance changed. I never seen a child look this serious before. Never. And I'm talking about she one of them high energy, bouncing around, doing cartwheels, stuff like a kid. Nick, I'm talking about straight face. She said, well, if my dad really loved me, he would be here. And she said, but I know you love me because you are here. And I said, how do you know I love you? And she said, because you teach me things. Nick, stop, hold on now. She said, because you teach me things. I said, you pay attention to me, you teach me things. And I said, okay. And I'm trying to look away and stuff at her now because I'm like, they finna fall. And now, I'm in the hot tub, so I'm trying to throw the water up so it look, so it make my face wet, And so I say, okay, all right. So what do you want to call me? She said, I need to go get my brother first. This is a 7-year-old talking like a corporate exec. Hold on, let me get my team together. Yeah. we gotta come together. And I said, okay. And she brings her brother out, and she says, I need you to have a conversation with him first, meaning me, and then come get me. Tell him what you told me. So I say the same thing. Hey, he 8. I said, hey, listen, I love your mom. I love you. Same thing. And when I get to the point about I don't want to disrespect your dad, same face. So people don't understand. Kids, they remember. What you do to a child, they will never forget. So that's why you gotta know how impactful you are, because sometimes you think, well, I'll just be away and it won't hurt nobody but me. No, it's hurting them. Mm-hmm. And they'll never be the same. Straight face. Same thing. If he loved me, he would be here. But he's not here. And when he was here, he wasn't very nice. He said, you're nice to me. And you teach me things. I'm going somewhere there. He said, you teach me things. I said, well, what do you want to call me? He said, give me a second. I got to go talk to my sister. So at this point, I'm trying to hold it together. Nick, I'm gone. They didn't. I just the looking at how their mind worked at that age, I was just blown away. They both came back and they looked at each other and said, "We've come to our decision." This was 7 8. I promise you, I'm not lying. We've come to our decision. We want to call you Dad. I broke down. And I told him, I said, well, look, I hadn't had kids before, you guys, as you know, but I got a great father. And so the thing that my dad did for me, he taught me. That's what I'm going to do for you. Now, I got some rules. If you're deciding to call me Dad, don't ever say I'm not your dad. Because if I'm going to take that leap, we got to be all in. I then went to my wife, which was my fiance at the time. I said, look now, I'm going to do this, but I got some rules. And this is what I really believe as a man, if you're going to go into a blended situation, you got to have these conversations. And if they can't say yes to it, don't do it. I will 100% say don't do it. I said, I need to know from a legal standpoint, what are we looking at with the dad? You know, can he come back? What's going on? She told me, okay, I can live with that. I said, when they get old enough, they can have their, I'm not going to keep them from him. But if he doesn't want to be here, he don't have to be, because I got him. But what I'm not going to do is have confusion. So this is on you now. If I'm it, you got to give me the reins. You have to give me the reins. This is where men mess up. Because any woman that says, well, hold on now, they ain't your kids, leave right there. I'm talking about, I don't care what situation, you leave that second, because it will not work unless order is there. There's a certain respect that if as a man that you have to command. That's my wife, so everything that's under her is mine. It's an umbrella. Mm-hmm. And so I told her, I said, look now, you gotta give me the reins. And she said, I'll give you the reins. Tears in her eyes, I'll never forget it. She said, I'll give you the reins. Went to her mom, had the same conversation. See, this was, as a man, see, you got to cover all the bases now, because this is why so much confusion happening. Because you might just talk to the kids, you must I'm talking the whole family. Everybody got to know, buck stops with me. Period. Are you aligned? You know what grandmama say? Baby, I've been waiting on you. Yes. Buck stops with you. There's order. They're my kids now. Because I married their mom. Now, when you ain't married and you do this stuff, and you like, they're my kids, no, they're not. Mm-hmm. They're not. But when you get married to somebody, they are. Everything in that, they are. You can't pick and choose at that point. But as a man, you have to comport yourself a certain way, and there has to be order. And I'm telling you, I love them children. I love them, because you know the truth of the matter is, this is how God do me, man. I don't know if I can have kids. I'm going to tell you why. I'm 38, and I've been doing a whole lot of things, and they ain't even had a scare. So I know it's me. I know it's me. But this is how great God is. I'll still make you a father of many nations. I deal in the impossibility of things. My whole life is impossible. I'm 38. I need a family. Okay. Where other people get, well, damn. Listen, I don't. I told my wife now. She want us to have one real bad, and I told her the truth. I said, listen, if we do have one, I'm gonna be excited, but I cannot lie. I do like being able to tell them to sit down and they understand English. I've been me a long time, so my patience ain't good. Them up there, hey, like the 8-year-old, he didn't listen today. He is learning the endocrine system. Up there crying. I don't even know these words. You better learn them. You better learn them. I like that. Babies, they cry. I don't understand. I don't know what to do. I don't. That ain't my leadership skill. I don't know how to do that. I don't want to be gizzard. And she said, "Well, I do. I really want us to have one." I said, "Baby, if we have one, I am gonna love that child and everything. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm content. I don't worry about things that ain't gonna progress me. I need a family. I got one. It's just easy to me. It's that simple to me. Business gotta go for it. Gotta go. Like I'm that cut and dry. So I said all that to say.
I did say earlier, men are very simple.
Simple.
Yeah.
We as long as there is respect. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, and she knows. If everybody did say yes, I wasn't gonna say, honey, I could date you forever. Ain't no thing with me. I don't have to do nothing. I don't gotta do a thing. And I let everybody know. And I let the children know too. I said, listen to me. I said, your mother has to love you. Your grandmother has to love you. I'm choosing to love you. It's different. As a matter of fact, you should respect mine even more than your mothers and your grandmothers, because they don't have a choice. And I'm choosing to. Now, just like I'm choosing to love you, if you don't love me, I can stop loving you too. We in relationship, give, take. This reciprocity. I'm teaching them as children. This ain't me bend over backwards for you and you give me your butt to kiss. Oh no. Oh no. We don't play them games. And they know. I don't play them games. Let me tell you something. My little baby, and I'm gonna go to the guy I got stuck. My little baby, she thought I was joking one day. Nick. She was acting up in school. She loved what's that? Not Bluey. Is that Stitch? She loves Stitch. Got Stitch, book bag, Stitch, everything. Stitch, love Stitch. She had nothing in school one day. Mom called me on the phone. How she come? I got it. At her grandma's house. Nick. I went over there. You know Lidl, like Aldi, no stores. Mm-hmm. I went and got a Lidl grocery bag. 2 of them. Got a big one. I got 2 big ones. Came in the house. All the kids were there. Y'all go and get all her stuff. Everything that say Stitch, bring it to me. Everything. She just cried. Cause she know. Put this in my trunk. Bring it back. This is your new book bag. This Lidl grocery bag. This grocery bag. This is your new book bag. For how long? Until I feel better. She carried that book bag for about 3 weeks. The only reason why I stopped the book bag because it was raining hard one day in my heart. My heart wouldn't let it. Nigga, I drove to school. I said, I can't have a baby. How did they do that game? But they respect it. Because I tell them, you do good, you get good. You do bad, you get bad. That's life. Mm-hmm. Men, like you said, men are very simple. Especially black men, we understand that. Because even sometimes we do good and still bad happens. So you know, as a black man attempting to be successful, you got to be as close to perfect as possible. That's why who you date is very important Anybody who will put you in harm's way with their mouth, let them go. Because as a black man that is trying to be successful, you already have the card stacked against you. Who you deal with represents you. So if you at a stoplight and the cops come and she talking, what? Cop, arrest her. Because I'm going to tell her to get out. She need a ride home. That's how cut and dry I am. I don't play none of them games, because it's a lot of men that then died because they want to talk too much.
I have a rule with every single girl that I've ever dealt with. I always tell them the same thing, which is, I have enough to deal with fighting the world. I will not ever come home and have to fight with you too, and have to deal with a war zone in my house.
Boy.
Not saying that disagreements don't happen.
Yeah.
They gonna happen. That comes with a relationship. That comes with territory. But I'm not dealing with a war zone at home. That's my sanctuary. It's my peace.
Boy.
And my peace is expensive.
Ooh, boy, you preaching.
So.
All right, we gonna move on. We got two more. Boy, that woo. I'm gonna tell you right there. This episode getting.
I've left relationships because of that.
Oh yeah. I will leave you quick.
Yeah.
My life is like clocks. It go forward. I'm going this way. Me and time, we in sync. We in harmony. I'm going that way. Now I want you to come with me. But if you don't, I'm still going that way. Yeah. I'm going that way. Period. And I'm not waiting for you. So come on. We can drive this train together. But if you want to get off, I'm not looking back. And there are many women who know, if I say I'm due, I will forget your last name in about 2 seconds. Who? Do I know you? You play? You don't have to show me who? I don't play. Okay, we're gonna keep going. All right, influence. The mouth resides in the mouth. Last two. This has been a very powerful episode. The power you don't yet see, but it is real. The power you do not yet see, but it is real. At times, you feel like you have been overlooked and underappreciated. You may feel like your words fall on deaf ears. However, you haven't realized how much you do influence others. You have made a positive and powerful imprint on people in your environment. Just because they do not recognize you all the time for it does not mean you aren't making an impact. You may feel that you are always the one helping people. You may feel like people are not doing the same. Please do not let their words or actions reign supreme. Understand that you are making a difference in many people's lives. It will be, we talked about will. It will be rewarded. You are a person of power and strength. You are making an impact in this world. Once you recognize your influence, it will be rewarded. Now influence, the mouth. What you say has a impact on people, but also what you don't say has an impact on people. Yeah. See, some things, I was just reading about J. Cole, and it's not her, the girl that sings Hours and Hours, Money Long. They were gonna do a session, studio session, and she was in there not even talking bad about him, just talking negative about someone.
I know the story.
And he sat for a second and got up and left. Didn't say a word and didn't come back. She said she learned something right there. So when I say influence is what you say and what you don't say. That's exactly what I mean. Your presence alone is impactful. So when you read this, the power you don't yet see but is real, when you read this, what sticks out What do you feel? Talk to us about your reaction.
Uh, I know for where it says you may feel that you're always helping people, but you may feel like people are not always doing the same.
Mm.
Um, I used to run from that,
Mm.
like, because I felt like, um, I guess just the weight of responsibility since a young kid. Um, Whereas I had to grow up very fast, and in situations or moments where I felt like if I could just kind of be the fly on the wall and kind of like be behind the pack,
Mm.
I kind of ran to that position because I kind of felt like, man, I'm always the one trying to help, or I'm always the one that's wise. I'm always the one that's the leader. Why can't I look to somebody else to do it sometimes and just
Mm.
kind of let me play the backfield sometimes? And so I used to run from that.
Yeah.
But a leader leads. Um,
A leader leads.
there's a Nelson Mandela quote that's just like, the shepherd leads from behind the pack, even though there's two lead sheep that thinks they're the leaders that leads the pack,
Mm.
but they don't realize the shepherd is the true leader of the
Wow.
pack. So the shepherd leads from any position.
Mm.
So I think about that because I have a lot of influence,
You
and
do.
whereas I wasn't really aware, I would run from that responsibility of being a person of influence, a leader, where I could see the position, and it even takes even that it takes a certain person to even know, that you're doing that.
Mm.
So yeah, I think especially whereas when you feeling like you're overlooked and unappreciated, it's easy for you to just be like, well, shoot, y'all got it. I'm gonna chill, man. Y'all ain't listening to me anyway.
Yep.
So I think that's what another reason why I would do that too, where it's like, um, I would just kind of be like, well, they ain't listening anyway, so I'm gonna just kind of kick back, but not really knowing or recognizing that they are hearing you.
They are.
A lot of things, like, I know I have one-on-ones with, you know people that I grow up with, and I feel like, it kind of does ring on deaf ears, but I know there's something that I said that is going to ring in your subconscious.
Yep.
Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow, maybe sometime in the future, but you heard me say this, and so when it does come back, oh man, Nick said this.
Yep.
Oh man, I should listen.
Yep.
So at least I was being a leader and doing what I'm supposed to do, and at least telling you what I know instead of not telling you, because that's me being obedient to who I'm supposed to be. And I don't want to get to that point in Judgment Day where God
Mm.
tells me you weren't obedient. And so everything is about obedience with me.
It's
So I just want to be obedient, and just know that I am influential,
Yes, you are.
and
Highly.
I it will be rewarded.
It
So
will be.
I
Nick, you
just want
said
to be
so.
more more aware of that and walking in that awareness.
You said something, and I want to make sure that people get this. Um, because so many people that are highly influential, and when you feel like it's ringing on deaf ears, we retreat. I don't gotta do this. I
Yeah.
ain't got. And even in the Bible, it does say, "Don't cast your pearls amongst the swine."
Mm-hmm.
And pearls are valued. Like, don't provide value to swine, to pigs. As a leader and as a person of influence, what I have learned, it is It is not my job to get a reaction out of people. My job is to give them the information. As long as I do my job and give you the information, what you do with it, that's on you. So many people, they put the weight of other folks' decision on them. Your job is to listen. I'm gonna tell you this. Now you can do whatever you want to do. If you decide not to do what I'm telling you to do, and it doesn't work out well, now I'm a little rough. God working on me because I'm like, don't call me. Don't call me. If I done told you what to do, and I'm giving you the research, this ain't just me saying I got a feeling. This is not gonna work good for you. This is why. And you decide to do it, and you need help. Don't call me because
I'm the same way.
You don't understand value. And at this point, my job was to give you the information. It's not for me to save your life. I tried to save your life by giving you value. But if you don't listen to value, whatever punishment that you get is what you need. Because now, maybe you'll start listening.
See, I'm not as poised as that, but I just don't like repeating myself. Because I told you the first time.
It is what it is. You know, and that's in this. And I could tell that we got the same blood run through. Because it's, you know, man, you're so hard. No, not hard. At 38 years old, navigating this life, these landmines on a daily basis, you understand consequence and actions. The quicker you can understand that, the better your life will be. I have a saying that I tell the kids, but not only tell the kids, I tell the business class, I tell when I have one-on-ones with my clients. Life is as easy as knowing when to say yes and when to say no, when to stop and when to go. That's life. If you know when to say yes versus when to say no, learning when to stop, learning when to go, you can have a phenomenal life. But if you don't understand when to say yes and when to say no and when to stop, when to go, you're going to have a very rough life.
That's biblical. That's Ecclesiastes.
Come on now.
There's a time for everything.
There's a time for everything.
Yeah.
And it's our job to know what time it is. And so if you're dealing with a person who doesn't understand what time it is, your job is to give them information, it's not to save them. Because when you act at the wrong time, you get the consequence you get. And we all know when we have acted outside of our time and we got that consequence we got, we're like, woo, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to do that again. Man, so the good thing and why I'm so encouraged about you, and I already see the gap closing in that 23%. 27%. Well, now I feel like it's 23, 20, it might be 19, might be 15.
A couple notches.
But 27, you're right. Yeah. I see it closing because you are a person who recognizes value, and your ears are open, and a person like that cannot lose. That's why your results keep reiterating you will be rewarded. And so my thing to you is to don't be weary in well doing. Because when you're doing legacy work, it takes a little bit longer than everything else. Last one, and we're going to get you out of here on this one. This has been phenomenal. Trust, which resides in the heart. Trust relies on how secure your heart is. That is your trust level. And that's your trust level for you and how you trust other people. The security of your heart. So, from situational to steady self-belief. Your belief in yourself is situational. You trust in yourself. Your trust in yourself is relative to the situation you are placed in. You are a person who will trust your abilities or personality in comfortable environments. However, if it is new or uncomfortable, it's hard for you to display the same level of trust. This causes you to thrive in some situations and hesitate in others. You must understand that the more you trust yourself, the better your environment will be. Will be. Your trust level should be solid and stable no matter the situation. People need you to trust yourself because when you do, you are at your best. Practice trusting your first thought, and you talked about that in the very beginning of this session, this show. That was the first thing that you said, and it came back. That's crazy. It came right back around. Practice trusting your first thought because it is usually the right one. People are connected to you. They need you at your best because you can help them reach their best. Going back to fear, being selfish. See how this thing all is crazy. Build consistency and self-trust. When you believe in yourself fully, your environment transforms with you. And this is just, and I got to get your reaction, but I'm just looking at how it all comes together in the body. All of these 5 pillars, how they all circle right around, and it all based off when your trust in yourself goes up high, everything go up high.
Yeah.
This is where the work is. This is where the work is. This, and again, like I said earlier, society has made trust a female emotion. It is not. Trust is in every single thing. Every business venture, every time you buy something, it's because you trust it. Everything. Everything you decide, yes, I'm going to do, is because there's some level of trust. The things that you say I'm not going to do is because you don't trust it. Trust is the most important emotion we possess as human beings. It is the most important. If you can get people to trust you, you can get them to do anything. You can get them to buy anything, say anything, or do anything. If you break that trust, you can't get them to do anything. A thing. Nothing. That's how vital this is. And that's where your work is. This. And I'm so proud to talk to another black man and say our work is here. Because we don't get this talk. We don't get none of this talk. We say our work is here. No. This is what makes you brilliant. This is what makes you unstoppable. They gotta be connected. When your heart and your mind is disjointed, that's where the variations come. You're in flux. The variance. When your heart and mind are aligned, that man, that's the most dangerous man in America. Because he will not be stopped. This and this, the whole body has to respond. So it's just very interesting how your emotional pulse is, because we started at the feet, fear, right? Then it went directly up to self-confidence, the mind. Just think about this. We started here. Mind, hands, mouth, heart. That's insane. It's so it makes sense how there's a variance there, but the work, the most of the 27% is here. The security of your heart, that's what's going to give you the courage to leap. That's what's gonna keep your self confidence when people are negative. That's what's gonna keep your boundaries in relationships and allow you to be vulnerable when someone is worthy. That's what's gonna give you the confidence to say what you mean and mean what you say with influence. This is the work. We gotta work on. Boy, I got goosebumps. We gotta work on this. So when you hear this, I'm finna shut up because I'm just excited. I went from sick to being. I feel I can do a backflip. I'm not gonna do it because I might not land it, but that's how good I feel when you see your trust score. Talk to me. This is your last one. Tell me what you're thinking. What's going through your mind?
So people need you to trust yourself because when you do, you are at your best. I feel that wholeheartedly because those days where I go to work and I done made some money in the market because I trusted myself, it's like everything is a microcosm of each other. It's like when I'm in a good mood, high energy environment, I feel the most confident, and in those moments I'm able to make the best decisions.
Mm.
And vice versa, where my environment is chaotic or I'm hearing I'm in around like negative energy, this person's talking about that person, and you expect me to make a split second decision, I may not give the best decision.
Mm.
Um, because um, it's kind of one of those things where it's like like I say, everything is a microcosm of each other. Like everything kind of influences everything.
Mm.
So like your environment can influence your mood. Your mood can influence decisions.
Come on now.
And so I feel that because I'm a leader, people look to me to be at my best self. And so when I'm operating in that mode, I'm able to give the best speeches, the best motivation to my
Come
students,
on.
the best advice. I'm in my bag for real. But when I'm not, I'm maybe a little lax, maybe a little indecisive about what to say, may not even have any idea about what to say. But when I'm in that mode, I'm just on it. I'm not even have to think about it. It's just coming out.
Mm.
And so I think that has a lot to do with that as well. And like it talks about it's situational, like it's relative to the situation. And I feel like when I'm in a situation where because that I have control of what situation I put myself in.
Come on.
So I've I think that's 100% correct because I noticed that, like I say, when I'm in certain environments that it's productive, it's high energy, or it's just like people are in a certain mode to where it may be a business type setting or maybe some type of like even like the gym. Like I've traded in the gym before and I won in the trade. I won in that same like I executed in the gym, and by the time I left the gym, it was already in profit. I've been in like certain situations like that, but I remember one time where I got invited to like go out to the club. I don't go to the club anymore, but I went out in support of a friend. I lost the trade, and I'm like, I need to get up out of here. I'm losing money in here because I spent money to get in. I bought a drink, I bought some food, we bought some wings or something like that, and I lost the trade. I'm like, everybody in there like in zombie mode, they're smoking and drinking, Nobody's really interacting with one another. Nobody's talking to women. The women ain't talking to the men. I'm like, yo, this is a dead zone. I lost money in here. I spent money in here, and I lost money in here.
And
So
lost
it's
money,
kind of
yeah.
like your environment is one of those things where it seems like it has a lot of influence on that. But to bring it back to trust, um, again, like I spoke on this in the beginning, like when I didn't trust my gut, I missed out on opportunities. And so I feel like that is where a lot of that inner work has to come from. The most focused on building that up, that self trust. Because when I walk in the room and I'm in that mode, people can see that, they can feel that,
Yeah.
and it's an energy with that. And when you walk in with your mind is all over the place, people can feel that too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so just that self trust that everything will be all right as well, and then walking in that, I feel like especially now, um, I think a lot of people can see that now,
Yeah.
where because like doing this assessment a few months ago, just working on that part, I think has very much benefited me. Where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm not gonna do this, and just going with my mood and not self guessing myself.
Well, let me say this as we wrap up. Um, I am very excited for not just who you are, but who you will become. And the purpose of the assessment in the first place is to bring awareness to how impactful you are. And it's like it's hard to hold people accountable if they don't know who they are yet, right?
Yeah.
If they don't know, like, wait, I didn't know I was. But now that you know, and now that we've gone through the exercise of breaking it down, you're 27%. At least you were then. Like I said, I think it's a lot different now. So as we wrap up, as you've gone through each section and now you see that 27% now, how do you think about it now? As do you think about it the same as when we first started, or now when you look at it as we've gone through each section, how do you look at that now? What does that mean to you now?
I look at it as something that it probably would be wise for everybody to do regularly to see where they are in their life. Because it's kind of like it's kind of like um self maintenance, like a
Mm.
car. Like you got to keep the maintenance on your car regularly. So I feel like this is something that I would probably want to be doing regularly. Just because even if even getting 100%, I probably would still keep doing it regularly, just to make sure I'm still at 100%. So it's one of those things where it's a mirror.
It's a mirror.
It's like you open up this box of awareness. You can't no longer go back to the old self and just ignore that you opened up this box. So I think it's something that I would look at it from that vantage point. Like, man, I gotta keep doing this, and also just I like challenge. So
Mm.
I like something like this to keep me working on myself. Because it's like when you go to the gym and you get certain benchmarks,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a challenge for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where I like personally, I like to be challenged. I like to be like gauging where I'm at in terms of whatever it is that I'm working on. I like certain benchmarks.
I see the muscles on you. I see you. That's why
So
you keep me in there, cause just in case you think, you know. No, I see it, and I tell you, you know, I tell people this is there's not a better use of $20 in your life, you know, and it's that because the purpose is for it to be accessible to everybody.
and the best investment you can make is yourself.
Is
So
in
when
yourself.
you take something like this assessment, knowing what your impact is giving you where to start. So it's just like what you said. You know, everybody talks about self care and self love and self awareness and all these, you know, high topic takes about self improvement. But if you don't have anything like this to at least plant the seed for you, where do you start? Where do you begin? You know, what does that look like?
And this is why people just go in circles and circles and circles. You know, like we talked about earlier. You know, there are many people with questions, and when ideas come to you, you got to realize that you're the answer. That's what this is about. It's about in this particular realm, you know, God chose me to be the answer
Mm.
for these millions of people that are questioning, well, where am I at? Is it fears? What's stopping me? Well, how can I get to? He chose me. Don't know why he chose me, but he did. I'm answering the call. And so that's why everybody that I have the pleasure with, you know, coming into the studio and being vulnerable and conversing with me, I challenge, hey, what are you the answer to? I know what I'm the answer to now. What are you the answer to? Because when you realize you're the answer to something, yeah, I don't know, people used to watch basketball and Allen Iverson. His nickname was the answer.
Mm-hmm.
And that was such a fitting nickname because he just kept delivering. And you question, how does he do? He only 6 foot. He weighed 165. How can he? He the answer. And that's what you are, the answer. People need you at your best. I need you at your best. There are people that are waiting to be your fan, and they don't know you yet. There are people that are so glad that you are alive, that you have your mind, that you have your confidence, that you have your smile, that you have your brilliance, that you follow through, and they don't even know you yet. You do it for those that you can't see.
Mm.
That's faith. That's who you're doing it for. All those people that you don't know, but you can feel them. That's why you get antsy. That's why you're like, I gotta be like, why am I not there yet? That's what that is. It's the people's praying. Where's the answer? Where's the answer? Where is the answer? And it's you. And that's what you gotta know. And that's why you have to follow through. That's why you have to be at your best. Because it's selfish if you're not. So this has been a fantastic. Oh my gosh. You know, before we started, we said it was gonna be 30 minutes. It's been 2 hours. That's that's just how it goes. But I want to thank Nick Daniels, the Market Martian, for joining us on the Impact Awakening show. I'm your host, Dwight Perry. And remember, you cannot fix what you cannot see. Take the impact assessment today.